everyone, I'm Rossella from Cooking with Nonna, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite, easiest dessert recipes, the classic fruit tart, or crostata alla frutta in Italian. So I know that whenever I go to somebody's house, I always want to bring something that looks impressive, that looks like I spent a lot of time on it, but this no-bake fruit tart is going to save you tons of time, it's going to save you a lot of money, and it's going to be one of the easiest things that you've ever made. I'm personally addicted to no-bake tarts. I love the simplicity of them. I love that I could just throw them in the freezer, forget about them, make the filling whenever I feel like it. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make your no-bake crust out of some classic Stella d'Oro cookies. And these are the classic S cookies. I'm sure if you're Italian American, you've seen these growing up. You probably had them as, teething rings or something, but they are fantastic for making a no-bake crust like this. So if you can't find these, then no problem. Just use some Nilla wafers, use some graham crackers, use any kind of cookie that you feel comfortable with. If you want to do a chocolate crust, Oreos are great. But we're going to use the Stella d'Oro S cookies today, and we're just going to mix it with some melted butter to make our crust. And then our filling is going to be super simple. I have some mascarpone, and you know how I feel about mascarpone. Like, I love mascarpone. I would put in everything if I could. And I have our super simple, easy custard. So if you want to learn how to make the custard, just click the link below, and we have a whole other episode just on custard. It's great. It's going to be fabulous. But that's all that's in the filling for our fruit tart. And then we have beautiful different fruits to just have fun and decorate with. So I'm going to go ahead and start making our crust. In a food processor, I'm going to process about 12 ounces of cookies. Now, if you want exact measurements for everything, please go to cookingwithnonna.com and you'll see the complete recipe and a full list of ingredients. And you can use a food processor. You can put these in a plastic bag, hit them with the rolling pin, and just process them any way you can. A blender will work. You might have to do it in stages. But if you have a Vitamix, that will get you the finest ground possible. And I am just going to process. You want to hit this for about 30-40 seconds. You'll see the cookies start to get like a sand, like a fine sand, and then there's always going to be like a chunk of cookie that doesn't process. Just pull it out, eat it, throw it away, whatever you want to do. Don't keep going and going and going just to get that one little, it's not worth it. I'm telling you right now, it's not worth it. There we go. So let me just check. Yeah, see? See? It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, so I'll finish this later. So now I'm going to give this one more pulse. That looks pretty good. I have some sands going on. And now you can either transfer this to a bowl and mix in your melted butter, or I like to do it right in the processor because I feel like it just mixes it better. And when we finish running the machine, you're going to see that the texture is going to kind of be like sand when you're making a sandcastle, like wet sand. See, I'm going to scrape the sides here. I'm just going to give one more pulse just to bring it all together, just to make sure it's all combined. Okay. So I'm going to remove our blade. Do that right there. And I'm going to go right into our 11-inch tart pan. All out. See, it's like sand, like when you're making a sandcastle. It totally holds a shape. And the reason I use the melted butter is because the butter, obviously, in cold temperature is really solid. So once we put this into the fridge or even the freezer to set up, it's going to be nice and solid and perfectly hold its shape. Now you want to just press this right in and make sure you get up the side so you have that beautiful scalloped edge. Some people will take like a glass or something flat to like flatten it out. I don't really like doing that. I like just using my hand, just using the palm of your hand and working it towards the outside. All right, perfect, beautiful. This is going to go right into the fridge or even the freezer for a little while. And while we do that, I am going to prepare our filling. Okay, so our crust is chilling out in the fridge. And in the meantime, I'm going to make the filling for our fruit tart. So I have my mascarpone cheese and our custard. It's going to get this in here. So very important that both of these are at room temperature, because if they're too cold, then they're not going to mix nice and homogeneously. You have lumps of things, and that's not good. So I got a hand mixer. I'm just going to get these mixed together. So I make this mixture because I like a nice solid tart center. I don't really like tarts where the filling is too creamy and it kind of falls apart. I like something that's going to solidify in the fridge, especially for no-bake tarts. Beautiful. This looks so great already. Awesome. Let's just put that to the side. And I am going to run and go get our crust that has been chilling out in the fridge. Okay, so our crust is ready to be filled, and this will go back in the fridge when we finish decorating it anyway, so if it's not like 150% ready, don't worry about it. But this looks pretty good as it is. It's pretty solid. So I'm going to get my scraper and get all this filling. Right in here. And I promise you, this is going to look so pretty and so intricate, but it's really so easy to put together. And it's a lot of fun. I think if you have kids, the fruit tart is one of their favorite things because they get to decorate at the end. Okay, perfect. So you just want to spread this nice and evenly. Don't worry about how it looks all over because the fruit will totally cover the filling. Just want to get it nice to the edges so your fruit has something to grab onto. Okay, just a little tiny bit more. And then you can choose any fruit that you want, any fruit that's in season, any fruit that just calls you at the store. Really anything will work on this, and get a little funky with it. I like mangoes. I like actually oranges work great if you can like segment them, if you can supreme them. Supreming an orange, wow, takes me back to like home ec in high school. But anything is great. Obviously berries, grapes, things like that work best because they're easy to handle. Bananas, a lot of people love using bananas on tarts, and I love the flavor of bananas on tarts, but you should really pre-treat them with some lemon juice to keep them from oxidizing. Great. Okay. So I have our filled tart shell here, our filled crust, and this is our beautiful selection of fruit that we have to work with. So I'm really excited because this is like my favorite part of this entire process. And every fruit tart I make comes out differently. So if this is different than like the picture we have on the website, don't freak out. It's the exact same thing. And I make it a little different every time. I think that's the fun of it. So I'm just going to start with some strawberries on the outside, just like make a little border of strawberries. And then I'm going to go and just see which fruit calls me next. Okay, so I have finished decorating the fruit tart, and this is how it looks. And like I said, you can do any design that you want. You can do all one fruit, whatever you feel like doing. This is going to go right back into the fridge for another 20-30 minutes. It's going to firm up completely, and then we're going to take it out of the mold. So I'm back with our no-bake fruit tart. We are all done. This set really beautifully. It's totally hardened all over. It's not going to fall apart. I love it. I love what we did with it. I love my little design that I got inspired to make today. And this is almost too pretty to cut, so I don't think I even want to. And at this point, you can put some clear gel over it if you want. They sell clear gel for fruit tarts. I'm not a big fan of the clear gel, especially when I'm using fruits that don't really, oxidize or anything. I don't think you really need it. But you can, by all means, do it if you want to. I'm so glad you guys watched my video on how to make this super easy no-bake fruit tart. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Ciao!